Hello, sports fans, and welcome to Coach's Corner. Thank you for watching the show. I'm your host, Coach Tripp. Monday night episodes, we do Goode and Faithful Servant episodes. That's right. Kerry Goode, my former teammate at Alabama, who has Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, and with AI technology, he's able to think his answers into the computer, spits it out in his voice. And we're thankful for that technology and for Kerry to join us every Wednesday night because he is filled with wisdom. We deep dive into his book, Goode and Faithful Servant. You want to pick up a copy of that. He breaks up his chapters into days, I think around 196 days for his book. And we're on day 72. This week's subject is titled Whatever. And I want to thank all my former teammates at Bama. We had a reunion up in Tuscaloosa this past weekend with all their DBs. Coach Lewis Campbell was honored and spoke, and it was such a joy. I cherished every minute of it. Thanks for being my teammate, everybody, and my coach, Coach Campbell, who I had on the show a couple months ago. You might want to go in the archives and look that show up. But let's deep dive into it. Let's go. It's day 72. Like I said, it's titled Whatever. These are in Kerry's words. I just asked the questions. All right, here we go. When the word whatever is said in conversation, it indicates a reluctance to discuss something, implying indifference, skepticism, or exasperation. I found it to be the most annoying word anyone can use on me in that context and in that tone. Whatever. Whatever can also be used in my favorite manner. It can be used in expressing your relations to circumstances, place, time, or cause. No matter your circumstance, no matter what happens in your life, the answer should be whatever. Here's why. The Apostle Paul gave us several examples of how to use his favorite word. That's right. Apostle Paul's favorite word was whatever. In Philippians 4:11, he says, I have learned to be content in whatever circumstances I'm in. Whatever you do, do to the glory of God. 1 Corinthians 10:31. Whatever a man sows, this he will also reap. Whatever good thing each one does, this he will receive back from the Lord, whether slave or free. So the next time you feel annoyed or dismissed, take St. Paul's advice. Whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is of good repute. If there is any excellence, and if anything worthy of praise, dwell on these things. Philippians 4:8. Carries my first question, buddy. Clearly, the Apostle Paul is telling us to stay poised under pressure. Under any pressure from any kind of situation or circumstance. Also, to do good without expectations, to be happy for other people's good fortune. Is this what Paul is trying to say, Kerry?
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Whether you're tuning in on the radio or joining us online, I'm thrilled to have you here. I appreciate you taking the time to be part of this journey, whether we're sharing stories, lifting each other up, or working together to make a difference. Your support means the world, and I'm grateful for this opportunity to connect. Stay locked in, stay inspired, and let's make this time together meaningful. Glad to have you with us. So let's get to it. Yes, you have captured Paul's message well. In everyday conversation, whatever can come across as dismissive or indifferent, but Paul uses it to encourage a completely different mindset, one of contentment, purpose, and focus on goodness. When Paul says, I have learned to be content in whatever circumstances I am in, Philippians 4:11, he is teaching that life is unpredictable, full of highs and lows, but true peace comes from trusting God rather than being controlled by situations. No matter what happens, we should say, whatever, with confidence, because our faith carries us through. Similarly, in 1 Corinthians 10:31, he reminds us that whatever we do should glorify God. This means our actions, work, and daily choices should reflect integrity and faith, no matter how big or small. Paul also uses whatever to emphasize consequences and rewards. Whatever you sow, you will reap. Galatians 6:7. This teaches personal responsibility. Our choices and efforts matter, and good things do not go unnoticed, whether in this life or the next. Finally, Philippians 4. It is the ultimate guide to perspective. Instead of dwelling on frustration or negativity, Paul encourages us to focus on whatever is true, honorable, right, pure, lovely, and praiseworthy. This is a direct challenge to train our minds to look for the good in life, even in difficult times. So, yes, Paul is absolutely saying, stay poised under pressure. Faith is bigger than circumstances. Do good without expectations, knowing that what you sow, you will reap, and celebrate other people's blessings and focus on things worthy of praise. In short, whatever is not about indifference. It is about choosing faith, purpose, and joy in every situation.
What a great way to look at whatever, huh? Holy mackerel. I never thought of it that way. Trust in God rather than being controlled by situations. Choices and efforts matter. Good deeds do not go unnoticed. And Philippians is the ultimate guide to contentment. Philippians 4. All right, awesome. Let's attack day 73. And this one's kind of one of my favorites in your book. The camera is always rolling, Kerry says. In our professional lives, we live in a world of secret meetings, backdoor operations, and under-the-table deals. These are often performed out of the public eye with the hopes of never being discovered. It's in the dark. No one sees it, and you can get away with it. The same can be said of our personal life. We operate with a what happened in Vegas stays in Vegas attitude. Luke 12:3, however, says, what you have said in the dark will be heard in the daylight, and what you have whispered in the ear in the inner rooms will be proclaimed from the rooftops. The big eye in the sky doesn't lie. That was another NFL quote. While playing and coaching on the collegiate and professional levels, players and coaches are reminded that the camera is always rolling and the mic is always hot. Yet some forget when cameras are literally off that they become different people in the dark. If you try to live a life of hypocrisy, eventually it will be exposed. Cain had slain Abel, his brother, and his brother's blood made the crime of Cain unknown. Moses killed the Egyptian and thought his sin would remain hidden, but the very man he fought to defend made the crime known. Exodus 2, verse 12 through 14. For nothing is secret that won't be revealed, nor anything hidden that will not be known and come to light, unquote. The camera is rolling and your mic is hot. Kerry, interesting chapter. My parents used to say, nothing good happens after midnight. I found out the hard way that was true. I love coaching, and your brother Chris is a head coach. What players do in the dark matters. When no one is watching, you grind to get better, but your work or your lack thereof shows up when the lights get turned on. It's showtime. Kerry, tell our listeners that what we do in the dark matters.
In life, whether on the field or off, character is not defined by what people see in the spotlight, but by who you are when no one is watching. I have seen firsthand that the choices made in private, good or bad, always find their way into the light. Whether it is in sports, business, or personal relationships, integrity cannot be hidden. My parents also said nothing good happens after midnight, and I learned the truth of that lesson in ways I did not expect. Luke 12. She reminds us that what is whispered in secret will one day be shouted from the rooftops. That is why every player, every coach, every person should ask themselves, who am I when the cameras are off? If someone only acts with honor when others are watching, they are playing a dangerous game, because eventually the truth will come out. Even in scripture, Cain thought his brother's blood would be hidden, but it cried out from the ground. Moses thought his actions were unseen, yet they were revealed. History and experience continue to show that no secret stays buried forever. That is why integrity matters, not just for public reputation, but for personal peace. When you live truthfully in private, you never have to fear what will come to light. And just as your choices show up in the spotlight, so does your effort. The work you put in when no one is watching, or the lack of effort you fail to give, will be exposed on game day. The camera is rolling, and the mic is hot, whether you know it or not. Make sure when your life plays back, it is one you are proud to own.
Great chapter. Great, Great answer. Integrity matters, not just for public viewing, but for personal peace. The cameras are rolling and the mic is hot, whether you know it or not. Everybody. All right, that's the third question. Your older brother, your oldest brother, out of the four boys, Goode boys, it was a teammate of mine as well. Both Goods were my teammate. How's Chris doing? He had a harder row to hoe than I did as a walk-on. He started one game at Bama in 7 years for the Indianapolis Colts in the NFL. Man, Chris did a lot of grinding in the dark, and it took a while for his light to shine. Let's talk about his behind-the-scenes success, if you could comment on your older brother.
Chris is doing well. His journey has been one of perseverance, patience, and relentless hard work. Most people do not know that he started only one game at Alabama before earning his spot in the NFL, where he went on to start for 7 years with the Colts. What people do not always see is the grinding he did behind the scenes, the early mornings, the long nights, the sacrifices, the moments of doubt that he had to push through. He worked when no one was watching, fought for every opportunity, and stayed ready even when the light had not yet shined on him. It took time, but eventually, the work he put in spoke for itself. His behind-the-scenes success is a testament to grit and determination. He did not let obstacles define him, and when his moment came, he was ready. That is the mark of a true professional. Hard work, no shortcuts, and faith in the process. Chris's story is not just about football. It is about the commitment to excellence, the strength to endure, and the resilience to rise when others may have given up. His success, both seen and unseen, is something to be celebrated. My big brother laid the groundwork for me. He is my hero.
Wow. He's your hero. That just brings tears to my eyes. Kerry, man, Chris was a quiet assassin, smart, quick, and tough. Persistence, patience, grinding behind the scenes. Just shows you that determination is omnipotent. That's right. Beautifully said about Chris being your hero. Thanks for wrapping up the show, Kerry. Let's hear what you have to say about your summary.
Hey, Paul, let me summarize what we talked about today. Chris Goode's journey is a powerful testament to perseverance, hard work, and unwavering faith. Unlike many who find early success, Chris had to grind in the shadows before stepping into the light. From starting just one game at Alabama to earning a 7-year career as a starter in the NFL, his path was filled with obstacles, but he never stopped putting in the work when no one was watching. His story reminds us that preparation and determination, even in unseen moments, lead to lasting success. That lesson ties directly into the idea that our choices, effort, and integrity always come to light, whether on the field or in life. The work put in behind the scenes and the decisions made in private always show up on game day. Luke 12:3 reminds us that nothing remains hidden forever, and the life built on honesty, faith, and commitment will always stand strong when tested. The same truth applies beyond individual success. Whether in sports or business, integrity matters, and hypocrisy eventually gets exposed. Cain and Moses learned the hard way that what is done in secret does not stay there, and we must strive to live authentically in all aspects of life. As we close this segment, let these stories be a reminder. Hard work pays off, integrity withstands the test of time, and faith carries us forward. The camera is rolling, the mic is hot, and the light always shines on what is real. Live in a way that when your life plays back, you can be proud of every frame. As we wrap up, I want to thank you for spending this time with me. Whether we shared wisdom, inspiration, or just a few moments of reflection, I hope you found something meaningful to carry forward. Remember, hard work pays off, integrity withstands the test of time, and faith carries us through every challenge. Keep pushing, keep believing, and keep striving to be the best version of yourself. Until next week, stay strong, stay focused, and stay blessed. Looking forward to our next conversation.
Wow. Awesome stuff, Kerry. Thanks for doing it on a moment's notice. Man, you're awesome. It was a great story. I love both these chapters this week, and everybody, hope you get something out of it. Kerry's full of wisdom. Share it. That's right. Like it, follow, and share this episode. as we'll bring something new every Monday night. So everybody have a great sports week. Kerry, thanks for doing this, buddy. I love you. Have a great week, and we'll talk to everybody soon. Stay tuned for these great messages. Without these sponsors, this just wouldn't be possible. Peace, everybody.
For 30 years, you have seen the orange Beck signs all over the Gulf Coast listing a property for sale or lease. Beck Partners is your trusted advisor in commercial real estate, property management, commercial and personal insurance. Senior Vice President David Valletto has been with Beck Partners since 1989. Take advantage of his wealth of knowledge by calling him today at 982-7352. 982-7352. Extensive experience in all aspects of leasing, sales, management, and site selection will make sure your expectations are exceeded. Arbitrium Consulting for all your fencing, landscaping, pressure washing, tree trimming needs. Call 850-483-0350 for your free estimates. Serving Pensacola, Gulf Breeze, Navarre, Fort Walton, Destin, Perdido, Gulf Shores, Foley, and the entire Gulf Coast. Arbitrium Consulting is owner-operated, fully licensed and insured. Call today, 850-483-0350, the official landscaper of Coach's Corner.
My name is Steve Reynolds. I'm the manager and owner of Cordova Lanes, and we help keep your mind out of the gutter. Cordova Lanes is part of the community of Pensacola. Being here for 43 years, we've entertained more people than any other bowling center in the city. We sell fun for a living. Cordova Lanes is located at 2111 Airport Boulevard in Pensacola, behind Cordova Mall. Come on out and see us at Cordova Lanes Bowling Center. Thank you.
Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates on your home and auto insurance? Yep, and that place is, ta-da, State Farm. Here's the deal. State Farm agent Will Rentschler is your go-to agent in Pensacola, Florida for the service you deserve at the price that you want. So stop shopping around. State Farm agent Will Rentschler has you covered. Call 850-433-4678 for your surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Legal disclaimer, individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.